Nightline continues from New York City with Martin Bashir.
The massive relief effort continued today in Haiti with the arrival of 2,000 American Marines, as well as former President Bill Clinton. For so many, food, water and medical attention remain in desperately short supply, and examples of looting are sadly on the rise, as is the estimated death toll, now at a staggering 200,000. And yet still, survivors are being found in the wreckage, as Kate Snow reports from Port-au-Prince.
It's chaotic. We were on a mission, a search for a friend of ours at La Paix Hospital. But suddenly, this caught our eye. American medics rushing in with a girl on top of an old ironing board. They had just pulled her free after 5.5 long days. How old do you think she is?
She's 2.
She's 2. You think she's going to be okay?
She's going to be fine.
Such good news.
Yeah.
Carla's mom had heard her crying this morning and flagged down the Miami-Dade search and rescue team. It took them just 1 hour to move a wall and get her out.
What's the image that you're going to keep in your head when you go home and describe this to your wife and your daughter?
I think the fact that when I was able to kneel down and see her through the little hole that we put in the wall, that image, and the mother's face when we gave her back her daughter.
We followed the team back to Pouplar, a poor neighborhood even before the earthquake. Now we see coffins passing by. No search and rescue efforts had been done here until today. Walking up the street, people are shouting that they've heard voices.
And then the next question is, when was the last time you heard? Because even though we would like to help everybody, the resources are not here right now for us to do that.
So the most recent communication gets priority.
And after they tell us that they've heard somebody, the next question is, when was the last time?
The ones who've heard something most recently get the highest priority.
So they found enough indications to warrant running the dog. So what they'll do now is they'll bring the search canine.
Blaze goes in first, looking for signs of life.
Hey, he's doing all the work.
No barking means there's no one there.
We're following this guy right here. He knows where it is, this guy.
So, on to the next.
We're up on top of a crushed house here. There's a woman who said she heard her baby, but it hasn't been since Wednesday. Still, they're down there, they're looking for the baby, and they're going to bring in a listening device now. How does a baby survive for this long in this heat with no food and water?
You just got to ask the man upstairs, not me. Because it doesn't make sense, but it happens.
Doctors say it's possible for a person to survive in 85-degree temperatures, even with no food, no water, for 7 to 9 days, particularly if they're uninjured, healthy to begin with, and have a good space. Friends and family of the missing at the Hotel Montana are holding on to that fact. Their Facebook page now has 10,000 members awaiting word. 24 have been rescued from the hotel alive so far, but when we went there today, the mood was grim. The UN would only say they'd moved into, quote, more of a recovery mode, as in recovering bodies. Lisa Birch doesn't want them to give up.
We're hearing that people are down there with water. As long as they're good about rationing it, they could survive for 2 weeks.
Her husband Jim arrived in Haiti just last Tuesday to build sports facilities for kids.
Those people belong to somebody, you know, and if nothing else, we just want them home. You know, we need to be able to say our goodbyes, to touch their faces. You know, please don't give up. You know, there's you know, those are daddies, and their babies need to know that their daddies were found.
The terrible reality on day 6 is that live rescues are the rare exception, but teams from all over the world actually have saved a record number of people for an earthquake. Last night, we watched a rescue unfold from start to finish. Jean-Louis Paul Jr. had been digging through the rubble of his home Sunday when he shifted a bag and something fell with a bang. A child heard the noise and responded.
I hear something just like clock inside.
Like tapping?
Yeah, tapping.
Somebody tapping to get your attention.
6 hours later, 6-year-old Nazaire, scared and emaciated but unhurt, except he tells us he lost his front tooth. You okay?
You asked for down?
Ça va? Ça va? Thumbs up? Thumbs up?
Oh, sweetie, you're breaking my heart. I'm so glad you're okay.
Okay, please stand back. Please stand back.
Bye-bye. Au revoir.
Which brings us back to today. We were walking into La Paix Hospital to go looking for Nazaire, and it's not as easy as it sounds. There's no registration system, no medical charts.
I mean, we're just throwing people anywhere and everywhere. We've got people all around here.
Signing people in any way?
No, not really.
We finally find Nazaire, his mom and brother in the hot sun, flies all around. His mother's friend is outraged.
Look at this situation here.
Is he okay?
A kid who's been on the ground for 5 days with no food, no water? Is this a country?
Comment allez-vous? How are you?
He is remarkably resilient, in need of serious nutrition, happy to show us that missing tooth and smiling about how he survived. God only let the top floor fall down, he says, and when the firemen came, that was pretty cool.
I want you to eat this, okay?
For Nightline, I'm Kate Snow in Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
Remarkable. Our thanks to Kate Snow.